Hiya, this is Jason at Golf Principles here, and I'm going to talk about the tailor-made S.L.D.R drivers today. Now, I'm going to do this on a slightly two-edged sword type scenario, fitting and actually hitting. So if you're fitting for this driver, it's a wonderful driver to fit with because it takes the spin off the ball. So the protocol always used to be head, shaft and grip. Now a lot of the times we're working with shaft, head as a pair, and then the grip at the end and length obviously from there. The head weight on this is actually quite heavy, so going shorter is easier. This blue bit in the middle, the slider, is about 20 grams worth of weight, so it's quite good at keeping the weight in the head. Now, when you're, as a consumer coming in, if you're an 8 degree or a 9.5 guy and being told you've got to use 10 degrees or even 12, you're going to go, don't think so. Just look at the launch window and the stats. That's where TrackMan's king, right? You stand there and launch it at 12, 13, 14 degrees and you've got 2,000 revs, you're on fire. Even 2,300 is good. If you're below 2,000, you're in trouble. So if you're someone who hits it really high and spinny, the 430 is the best drive you're ever going to see, because that's going to be something like the old 510 TP that you've seen from years ago. Otherwise, the 460 is the one that most guys are piling into. A little trick that we've always do with our S.L.D.R is we put the blue slider, the 20 grams, in the middle of the club, in the middle of the face. If you draw a line and draw it straight back, that's putting the mass behind the impact. So if you're centering the driver here, you want the mass behind that line, not either side, creating a twisting fulcrum effect. So that's a little trick that you can do, especially for the better players, to put it sort of neutral to fade biased. We do it with all our drivers with S.L.D.R. We don't use the draw setting ever, frankly. I'd rather change it with the loft and the face angle more than changing this. There's a little tip for you there. Change the loft and the face angle before you change the blue noodle. Now, shaft wise, we've done the head bit, now we're going to talk about the shaft. You need a shaft with these that's going to get up in the air. So if you've used a low launch, low spinning shaft for years, you need to go into the refit process of the shaft. You might end up with the same one, but do the process, get the launch up. Remember, 14, 15 degrees with 2,000 revs is kind of the bomb. Don't be frightened by what it says on the bottom. So what we do for people is we do this. We number the bottom. We scrape off the loft, if you like, and just put 1, 2 and 3 and get them to hit that. Look at the launch numbers, look at the stats and see what it says. And then at the end we do the reveal and someone goes, Jesus, it's 12 degrees. And you go, don't panic. What does that tell you? Launch and spin is good. So some people will be slightly psychologically upset by using a lofted driver and their egos will get dented. This takes away the pain. It's a little secret for the guys that are fitting out there. Bypass the ego, just reference 1, reference 2. Number 2 is what you hit best. Well, actually at the end of that it's 11.5 or even whatever more. Oh, okay, well I hit it great. Yeah, you did hit it great. So a little trade secret here, these things are quite shaft sensitive. If you get the right shaft and the right head, this is a bomb driver. This hits it great. If you get the wrong shaft in there, it's not going to spin, it's not going to launch, it's going to knuckle, it isn't going to do a lot for you. So just be aware of that. It's a great product. We'll do the same again with the fairways in a minute, but that's the driver. That's really important to get your head around that. Because when you're fitting somebody, you've got to have the ability to be able to be flexible and move around between the head, between the spin, between the launch, and getting it right for somebody. Any questions, as ever, give me a shout.